Okay, this is our first interview of the Economadia channel. I'm the co-organizer of the Economadia. My name is Joran. The Economadia is basically the summit where we want to get together digital nomads and people from ecovillages and to combine those lifestyles and to talk about future visions and ideas and projects. And today we have Denis here. Denis is an expert of rural co-living, co-working spaces. And Dennis, you want to say some words maybe about you, where you're from, what your main projects and activities at the moment?
Yeah. So I'm originally from Brazil, but I've been away for a while already, a few years, and I studied communication science in southern Germany. And after that, I started to research, or while my studies already research about like how people work nowadays and how people collaborate nowadays, and how the mindset of the people are changing from owning things and owning goods to accessing things and accessing goods, such as a co-working space as well, the place where we are now, where I landed after my studies, being the community and co-working manager of Agora Collective, which is a project space and co-working space in Berlin, Neukölln.
What is a co-working or co-living place in general? What happens at those places?
In one hand is a co-working space, a place for concentration and for work, but in the other hand is a place that can and should substitute a little bit the family that the people have, the family that the people don't have at the moment, you know, like people are traveling around and looking for it.
Right, so when we talk about location independent people, digital nomads also called, what kind of potential do they have?
So these people are like very adaptive, and they're looking for others to collaborate and to work together. You know, sometimes they're not looking for others, but that's what could happen when you work as a freelancer, as a digital nomad in a changing environment, you know, and you see also many people that come to work here that empower themselves to be freelancers, to be digital nomads. They are having more and more micro skills in different fields. So they are able to adapt, to involve themselves into projects and to change quickly their lifestyle and their work style in the different places they go. And so you have a big potential nowadays in such hubs to connect people and bring them to work together and develop projects together, you know, as an innovative form of company, for example.
Right. So when we talk about the Economadia pursues basically the idea to combine the lifestyles of digital nomads, or let's call them location-independent workers, and the rural living style, let's say, I mean, eco-villages. Do you think this is possible, and to which extent is this possible to have such a community that is online-based somehow, but also being closer to nature and using technologies of our time?
It's interesting about people as well. You know, you have people that are living in these places in the countryside, and people who just go for a while, you know, and how to combine these types of the activities is a big challenge. How can one help each other and replace somehow that the others can come to the city and there is an countryside, big city exchange, you know. Right. When we talk about integration between people from rural and new digital nomads that are there, this is kind of complicated, you know. I don't see that there is a smooth connection between those, that the people are going to be adapted easily to the different ones. So a format needs to be created, or like methods on how to combine those things in a healthy way where one learns from the other, you know.
Of course, this is from the perspective of a digital nomad. Often let's say you go somewhere, and let's imagine a place in Greece. You go there for a while, and how do you integrate to the maybe even rural surroundings that you're in there? I mean, you probably, let's say you don't speak the language. What can you achieve in such a short time? What can you give this place also? You know?
So if you're talking especially of digital nomads, we should not forget they are going and they have their jobs in the US, their job in Brazil or whatever, and they have to work an 8 hours of work. You know, of course they can do something extra on a part of this time, but it's good to remind that these people, they have to make their living and they choose to go around making their living. They're not making holidays. It's very different, you know. And if you want to take a big spectrum of a lot of people that are doing it, so you have to consider this. If you make a village for people that are aiming to work part-time here, part-time there, and it's different. It's a much more closed group and smaller group of people that are doing this, you know. So the thing is, would be, in my opinion, in order to make it happen in a healthy way, would be like that this kind of villages in Greece, for instance, have just certain things that the digital nomad have to be part of and help, you know. Instead, here in the city we have the community dinners where people get together. There could be some other community activities, such as harvesting, like for 1 hour per day, something different, or helping 1 hour per day with something, you know, which is also fun, you know. But it's also very important, in my opinion, to start slow, you know, start very slow with this connection and back to the nature's thing, you know.
Well, for example, the thing in Spain that 3,000 villages died out already, you know, the young people, they go to the big cities because the work is there. The old people, you know, they slowly go away as well. And the idea that these demographic issues, which I talk about Europe right now, are going on, could be kind of a revival of those places also in a way.
Yeah, I really think that technology will enable this to happen, you know, and the connection. It is exactly the mobility of the people to be working from everywhere that allows them to say, okay, people, let's go, a few people to the countryside, they build a school. You see this happening in Brandenburg already. You see like a few places where people are going back to the countryside. Of course, the movement to the city is still much bigger, but I really see a trend already that more and more people want to come back. With the digital nomad movement, let's say, you have it's more about not digital nomadism, but about this whole social transformation, which goes also the way we make families, the way we have relationships to people, like more open relationships, I think more back to hippie style somehow, you know, that people live more in communities and like have children that belong somehow to everyone, to more people, you know, things like this. I see with these people being like very mobile and hybrid, I think, and exploring like new forms of relationships as well. I think this is time is coming now for change of the way we see family, you know, not only as two people that have children and so on, but more as a collective thing, you know.
Yeah, right, okay. I want to thank you for the interview, Denis, and I would like to invite you for the Economadia at the end of October in Tarifa in Spain, where we meet people who already do those projects, who already are involved in such things or just about to start it. And we have still some early bird tickets available. You can check on the website and get them. We will have a certain time frame when they are over. And what else? We will have a webinar as well. So Marie and me, we are going to be live on Monday at 7 p.m. Berlin time. This is 6 p.m. Lisbon and then 8 p.m. I don't know, Istanbul, Cairo and Moscow. We're going to be there in a digital live room for you, answering all your questions, your things that you would like to ask. And you have to subscribe on our website for taking part at the webinar. Dennis, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And let's enjoy future. And we are looking forward for what's happening, and we are the one creating it as well.
Sure.
Right.